It is the middle of Women's Month, which makes it just fitting that we've just wrapped up the Netball World Cup, which took place in Sydney, Australia. And of course, the host Australia winning that tournament, while the Spa Proteas, the highest ranked African country, coming in fifth. But the excitement does not end there, because we do speak to Rowan Fernandez about his career as a football player and what put him between the sticks. And of course, Sandile van Heerden catches up with Jean de Villiers and the launch of the Soweto Marathon. Hello and welcome to Kaizer Sport TV. My name is Sotumea. Well, in South Africa, football players are just as good as rock stars, and we caught up with former Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper Rowan Fernandez, and he tells us about his career. But before that, he does something a little special for Women's Month, and he partners with the Blue Bulls.
So this weekend, the 22nd of August, Bulls up against Western Province. Always a big Currie Cup match, that one, or Super Rugby match. And this time around, Bulls have got something special planned for the ladies at the stadium.
Yeah, they've got a promotion going where it's buy one, get one free promotion, or 50% off your ticket. So what the plan is to get the guys to bring their partners to the rugby.
How did you end up becoming a goalkeeper, and how important was that period at Benoni High for you in terms of eventually turning professional?
Yeah, well, I started playing soccer when I was 4 years old. My dad took me down to the local grounds, and I was playing as a striker, funny enough. In the very first game, the coach got sick and tired of me picking up the ball the whole time, so he chucked me back in the goals. And, since 4 years old, never looked back, and I've been fortunate enough that's been blessed in that way. But, I spent most of my youth in Benoni, went to Benoni High School, grade school. You could say golden generation to a certain extent, but we had a good couple of years where there was a lot of talent that came out of Benoni. A lot of kids got snapped up by colleges in the States. They were offered scholarships.
Some went to Wits, I remember.
Yeah, we had a couple of boys went to Wits for a few years. Two of them went to Aston Villa for a couple of months, came back home, back to Wits, and then, but the problem is, back then it wasn't professional like it is now. The guys don't earn good money now, what they were earning back. Well, let me rephrase that. They weren't earning much then.
Yes.
And the option was to go work for dad's company or play soccer and earn, at that time, not very good money. So a lot of guys were lost in the system in the sense that they ended up working instead of playing soccer. So, I took the plunge. I ended up going to Wits, and
yes,
I was offered a scholarship to study at Wits University, and so that's how my career all started. It was in '97 back at Wits. So it was a good journey, and I like to think that Benoni still has a lot of talent.
And if you're just tuning in, we're talking to Rowan Fernandez. You're listening to KFM 95.9. Of course, former Bafana, Kaizer Chiefs, Bidvest, Wits. Well, it was Wits then, and of course he played in Germany there for Arminia Bielefeld. Was that the highlight of your career, Rowan, playing in Germany, or was it representing the national team? Or was it Derby Day against Orlando Pirates?
To single out one particular one would be very difficult. I mean, I like to list them in a top 10 and just keep it as a top 10. There's no particular one. There's no particular.
Let's hear it.
But signing my first pro contract for Wits '97 is obviously a dream. Back then, earning R1,000 a month. So that was obviously a dream. Obviously making the PSL debut against Morocco Swallows. I'll never forget Mill Park Stadium. Back then, still Mill Park. Morocco Swallows at home beat them 3-0. Fantastic. I got an assist as well, which was quite cool. My very first game. So and then, of course, when I got caught in 23s, so in 2000 went to Olympics with 23s. I'm a
Matthew Booth,
fantastic
great
squad.
Team.
Benny, Quinton.
Yes.
Great team. Of course, we'll speak about that game of beating Brazil.
Yeah.
We always harp back about that particular generation. So that's another highlight. I think, playing for Bafana, signing for Chiefs, the derby, you can't forget those derbies. I mean, my very first one was a Telkom Charity Cup at FNB Stadium before it was renovated for the World Cup. 90,000 people screaming. I remember facing Thando Ngubeni. Silver Lakazi was still playing.
Oh, man, taking me back.
Hey, man, the late Leslie Manutelo was playing.
Slow poison,
baby. Williams Okpara was in goal. So, I mean, this is going back now. You're talking about 2001. So, and then, of course, the trophies at Chiefs, we had a very successful stint. We won the league twice, a lot of cups. So, every cup final was special, especially those ones we playing Vodacom Challenge and the ones in Durban.
Yes.
Kings Park Stadium sold out to capacity. So, scoring my first goal for Chiefs at Loftus versus Sundowns, that was cool.
Oh, yeah.
My first official goal, because the penalty doesn't count. So, scoring a rebound does count. So, that's pretty cool. Then, beating Man United in the Vodacom Challenge shootout. That was quite cool. Scoring the winning penalty, that was lekker. And then, getting signed in Bundesliga, that was fantastic. There was a whole new chapter altogether. Lifestyle changed completely. Football changed to another level. We think football is full-time here and professional here. People have no idea what it's like. When you go there and you live it properly, you literally eat, sleep, drink football. That we go to training in the morning, start at 9, and I only get home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because you're training, you're doing the gym, doing extra work with the coaches every day. So, and then of course, coming back home, being part of the World Cup team, building up to the World Cup, that was cool. So there's a lot of highlights. And of course, then personal thing was my 2 boys being born. That was another thing. That's another moment. Everyone's got to live themselves.
What is it like now making that transition? I was just talking to Glenn Salmon over the weekend, and he mentioned the fact that he struggled after football to try and find his bearings and sort himself out, and he also struggled to find a job. He's now heading up the Wits Academy, but he said it was a difficult transition. What's that been like for you?
It's a bit of a change, because obviously now the nice part is I get to spend a lot of time with my kids, which is good. I'm currently doing my SAFA level introductory license, coaching license. So I'm involved in that course now, which is cool. A lot of work, a lot of assignments to do.
Difficult to get used to, sure.
Yeah, good. I'm on the other side. But look, the last few years when I was at Supersport, I was helping Ronnie Williams quite a bit when we.
Yes, I remember.
When there was no keeper coach around, I would take the sessions for a few times with Ron and with Boalefa Pula. So that was cool. So it was almost like a slow integration of shifting from being a player to now being a goalkeeper coach. So I would like to be a goalkeeper coach one day. It is nice. It's always nice to impart some knowledge and
learn from one of the best in Reina.
Yeah, it was good with Reina and with Thomas Schlick. I was very fortunate. Learned a lot of ideas, and if I can make one thing to the youngsters who want to be coaches one day, take a pen and paper with you every day, and whenever the coaches plan for the session, write it down, because keep these ideas of the training sessions the coaches give you. You might not need it today or tomorrow or next year, but one day you'll draw back on this experience.
Well, thank you very much, Rowan, and good luck with becoming Bafana's next goalkeeper coach. And of course, do remember that this weekend, the Bulls are up against Western Province. All you have to do is take your lady with, and she gets in for free. And of course, you could call it a date. But then again, Sandile van Heerden caught up with Jean de Villiers at a golf day. And here's what happened there.
Well, guys, we're out here at Killarney Country Club to play golf with a legend of Springbok rugby and a captain and a man with over 100 caps. That is Jean de Villiers. He's doing this for his legacy, for a lot of charities as well. So we'll be playing with him. For now, let's go inside and chat to the man.
Yeah, I'm quite excited about the golf, but also I'm not a great golfer, and I've got this fractured jaw now, so I can hardly eat. Well, I can't eat at all. I'm only down to soup, so hopefully I'll make the 18 holes and not pass out before the end.
All right, get the excuses out the way quickly. And then let's just talk about your injury. Obviously, we all saw against Argentina. Just tell us, how's it going?
Yeah, look, it's sort of one setback to the next. The knee's feeling fantastic. Obviously, I got through the games and that's feeling good. But now the fractured jaw, and they reckon about 4 or 5 weeks for that to settle. So just very frustrating now with the braces and the elastics and all of that, and not being able to really eat properly. So hopefully I won't lose too much weight, and hopefully I can get back on the mend quickly and back running quite quickly.
What does it take to keep coming back, Jean, and keep fighting to make a World Cup, knowing that the odds are always stacked against you, it seems?
I think I've been lucky to play a lot of games for South Africa. So the timing of my injuries haven't been good, but that's part of rugby, and I think everyone goes through it. Determination can take you a long way, and I suppose I've still got a little bit that I would like to achieve before I hang up the boots, and hopefully that can drive me to hopefully tick those boxes and reach those goals.
Final question from me, the Springboks. We now, obviously, next big hurdle is the World Cup. How are things in camp? How are the guys all feeling?
They look much better after the win on the weekend. I actually thought it was a very good performance. Last week was a very tough week. For me, probably the toughest week I've experienced at the Springboks. And it's just nice to be back on sort of the winning track. And now it's just preparation for World Cup. So the 31 getting selected in just over a week's time, and now everyone's gunning for those 31 spots.
Jean, we wish you all the best of luck.
Cool, thank you very much.
For your time. Well, that was Jean de Villiers, guys. He's definitely holding thumbs, hoping to be ready and making that 31-man squad for the World Cup. We too will be holding thumbs, hoping to see him play one last World Cup. We know he's been very unlucky when it comes to World Cups. We wish him all the best. But for now, we'll be checking out his golf game. I myself will be out there representing Kai FM. So for Kaya Sport TV, I'm Sandile van Heerden.
Well, good luck to Jean de Villiers ahead of the World Cup. It doesn't look like he will make it, but he might just travel with the team as a captain just to inspire them. Now then, the Soweto Marathon was launched this week. Old Mutual is their new sponsor. They've signed on for 3 years. Musibudi Whitehead was there and he brought us this.
After some bad years of infighting and disorganization which led to the cancellation of the 2013 race, the new and improved Soweto Marathon is back. The 2015 race was launched at the Walter Sisulu Square in Kliptown, Soweto, with Old Mutual unveiled as the title sponsor for the next 3 years. Old Mutual have thrown their financial and organizational muscle behind the race to ensure that we get a high-quality event on the 1st of November. Old Mutual's Mukaedi Dilotsohle says they are working closely with the Soweto Marathon Trust and are assisting them through their events management arms to make sure that there are no hiccups on race day. Now, one person who'll be hoping to benefit from a well-organized race is top runner and Sowetan Mapaseka Makanya, who'll make her Soweto Marathon 42-kilometer debut. Makanya won the 21-kilometer race last year and says this year's marathon race will form part of her preparations for next year's Olympics in Rio.
It's right on time because it's beginning of November, so I can rest the whole of November and start training again in December until next year, April, and run another marathon before the Olympics. So the timing is perfect, and running the Soweto Marathon will be part of their long-term preparations.
The race is on the 1st of November, 10 kilometers, 21 kilometers and the full 42. Entries are open, so go to sowetomarathon.com for more. See you there. Musibudi Whitehead, Kaya FM Sport.
Well, if you want to take part in the Soweto Marathon, then you should be using the Kaizer 67 Relay as training ground. Simply go to www.kaizer67relay.co.za, and of course we will see you at the relay. Until then, it's goodbye.
The Kaizer FM 67-kilometer relay has moved to a bigger venue at Expo Center Nazareth. Enter your team of 10 on Kaizer67relay.co.za.